Love for Rent by Smino. 15 songs, 51 minutes. Let's give him that 1 second advantage to
Let's
it.
knock him off. We on Audioface listen to even a second extra of an album.
Grammys on God.
Smino has been yes, absolutely. Smino has been a rapper that I have been looking at for a while. If we didn't review Noir, if we didn't review Noir in 2018, I at least did it as a music recommendation because I've been liking a lot of Smino's sound and his style, and I like the way he collaborates. Think in the same sort of alternative neo-pop R&B vibe as a J. Cole or an Earth Gang. But definitely
Earth Gang is a good comparison.
Yeah, but I would say not necessarily compared to J. Cole, but like the J. Cole and Son sort of thing. Like would fit in Revenge of the Dreamers, that sort of squad, right?
Yeah.
Definitely one of those. And I mean, there is a J. Cole feature on here that goes extremely hard. And
more on that in a second.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to stop saying really fast the catchphrase for 2023 because usually that's when Dan's about to go into like a 3-minute lecture. I'm going to say
that is your pause it for a sec.
Yeah, but rap is down bad. We've talked about that a lot this year. There have been very few rap records that rise to the top, and what rises to the top is not only a rap ability and talent and skill, which we're seeing a little bit better of. That's definitely on the rise, even with some of the crappier records. What makes a crappier rap record is that production-wise, it doesn't do anything creative or anything promising. That's the direct opposite of what Love for Rent is. It's unique and it's different, and that's why it's in contention for at least definitely an honorable mention, probably a nomination for one of the rap albums of the year, but like it's going to be within that top 5 or 6 because
it's definitely on there.
Yeah, it has solid rap pedigree. Just with Smino alone, I'm not even counting features. And it's pretty light with features as well, which is a solid, good choice in rap as well. But the instrumentation is unique. It is different. It is still a vibe. It still fits within trap music. It's still energetic. It still has all of, for better or worse, the tropes. But I think it is a good execution of something that is goddamn different. It's not so much trap snare. It's, unique instrumentation and sounds. And I would expect nothing less from Smino. I just think the execution surprised even me.
Yeah, and this is the thing that, like, we've been getting a lot more thought out rap albums. We've been getting, like, granted, we're always going to get the shitty records here or there. Oh, also, by the way, I forgot to mention on the YB scale, YB better or not, YB is not even in the universe. Like this is way better than YB.
YB's star exploded like 4 billion light years ago in comparison to Smino, man.
Yeah.
Way, gone. We're not gonna. Science will not understand what happened for like 5 more generations, dude. We're not gonna have the technology, nor will we be able to see that in space yet. Like, not even happening. No, YB definitely not better.
No, exactly. I love the construction of this record a lot. You have example, no L's. I absolutely love how it grows. Like, it starts off with just like Smino going. It has a really cool trap beat, and then the way it just crescendos and builds, and you have all the other vocals and the choir in the background that goes. It's just It's wonderful. It reminds me a lot of like early Kendrick and even some early Vince Staples works and stuff, and things that I absolutely love. Where it's that mixing of neo pop and trap that I think it could be done in one of 2 ways, right? You could do it in a really cheap, shitty way, like a Drake way or a Future way, or you do it like this with Smino, and it's when you really get to tell a story and you get to hear it, you get to really live in that moment that he's creating, the world and a record that he's creating, and with on that, it's like, oh wow, this is really, really unique with that, and I like that. That third song with 90 Proof with J. Cole, I've really been on like anti J. Cole trope for basically since KOD.
Damn tear really near, because I mean, for a lot of different reasons, it's been a little bit while, and this is episode 250, so why not play some of the Audioface hits? What are some of the reasons, Sean, you dislike J. Cole?
Well, he makes a song called KOD, basically making fun of like SoundCloud rap and everything.
Kids on drugs.
And like, exactly, kids on drugs.
Direct target to Lil Pump.
Exactly. And then the dude sits down with Lil Pump and then goes over and he goes, guys, he makes decent music. He's not that bad, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Lil Pump is nowhere to be found because his music is ass. No one gives a shit about him. And J. Cole was wrong. That's number one. There is like a million other tropes, and he's basically been nominated for the Know a Little Bitch Award about 47 times. Remember when he tried to play professional basketball and then quit because he sucked so bad and had to leave? And now he's on like the cover of one of the NBAs. Like I think on 2K23 or something. I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
stop.
it's a special edition of one of the NBA games. I remember reading that on a hike. I had like no service, and I was like, "Bro, what?" 3% battery could have died. Like that was like one of our last ways that all my people I was hiking with would get power, and I'm like scrolling news like a goddamn fiend. And I'm like, "Bro, why is J. Cole gonna be on the cover of this special edition of NBA?" There are more letters in J. Cole's name than points he scored the entire season. I'm not even talking about the government. I'm talking about the rap name. J. Cole, 5. Like, I think he scored 4 points, maybe 6. Maybe 6. Anyways, overall, this was a really good track. I really like 90 Proof.
That's the thing. With 90 Proof, I love it, actually. I really like him as a feature. It's cool because it's, does that 2 songs in one. Right, it starts off with this really cool, like neo pop track, I should say, if I could speak English, that I really like. It has like a little bit of Afro beats in there almost, and it's cool. It reminds me a bit of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where you have some things where it's like a spoken word thing with the choir in the background, really telling a story, and then halfway through, then just like literally just switches on a beat and goes right into the trap with J. Cole, and I like it. I really like it as a feature. I like his flow. I like the rap on it, and it fits perfectly within the record. It's the first J. Cole thing I've liked in a long time.
Now I'm still on the fence with how I feel about this broader trend of songs or albums that they do that switch.
They do the switch. I still don't know. I don't know either. Sometimes I don't want it to become too much of a trend.
Oh, we're there. We are there. Yeah, because this album does it multiple times. There are a couple other albums here and there that do it multiple times. Like, we are well on that path already. I just think that, there are some times where it's done kind of tastefully, and other times where it's done to lazily hack 2 rappers' features together, where it could have been like, that used to be... I hope I'm not a backpack rapper or like a backpacker for these like basic ass things, but the whole point of having a crossover is because you have 2 artists working together on the same thing. Just because, and that limitation can be drawn out for a little bit, but I think that you start to lose that when you have them on 2 different beats. Like, fundamental basics, all right? The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour was cool because Jimmy Neutron was flat and Timmy Turner was like in 3 dimensions. Like, that was a cool thing. Like, it's nicer when you have artists working together on the same beat. It just feels like it's a class above, because you're forcing a lot of times rappers, like, in real basics, you're forcing a lot of times rappers with different styles to work on the same beat. And when you just like cut the songs differently together, like Travis Scott kind of popularized, it just cheapens it for sure. But I think on this record, while it's done quite a bit, I think it's not done in a way that's too distracting.
Yeah, I like it how it's done in this record a lot. That's kind of what I was alluding to before, where I don't want it to become such a trend where you get those tropes. Like, next year is what I'm alluding to. Like, a return to tail end of this year. We got it a bit last year, like with Baby Keem record and a few others. And you got a lot this year, so I just don't want it to get that. I like how it's done on Love for Rent, where it's done that thoughtful, tasteful way, and that's kind of what I like. But anyways, going on to more of the record, you have tracks like right after 90 Proof, Pro Freak, Old Ass Kendrick, which Old Ass Kendrick goes hard. I love that. Which, like, the really cool beat with it where it goes to do.
Yeah.
But it's like right on the borderline of being annoying, but not being annoying, to where I could just it's like towing that line of just where I could tolerate it. It's where I love it.
Which is definitely a Smino thing. I mean, that's a lot of when I've introduced other people to Smino, they're like, either love his voice, they hate his voice. They like the sort of like twingy sort of like stylings that he does either in his voice or in his production, or they dislike it, and that's totally fair. I think that it's done in a way that is stylistic enough while usually not being too annoying, personally.
Yeah. And then you get to my favorite track on the record, which is Euphoria with Cruza. God damn, I like this track so much. I love how it just wraps around your head with the way it sounds, like the way the production is, and they have that really cool bass line. It's dark, it's beautiful. The voices are going back and forth. It's so good. I like that track a lot. I listened to it a lot since Friday, and it's just one of those things that I really like when you get to mix like EDM sounds, ambient music, a couple other things, and mix it into neopop, into rap, into trap. Because to me, those are when you get the best projects, because there's endless opportunity, endless sounds you can make, and Euphoria is one of that. I love it.
Yeah. Mode in a Minute later down with Folix and Lucky Days does the same thing. And I actually found where I kind of take it back. Pudgy with Smino and Lil Uzi Vert. I think that was one of the better executions of, okay, you have two rappers with different styles. The songs work together, like both parts work together enough for me to go, okay, this is a complete work and this is a complete track. But I've been also finding, I thought one of Lil Uzi Vert's projects from like 2020, I forget, Eternal to Take, was actually like not that bad, but I found his later features to be just extremely annoying. This is my first Uzi Vert feature in a while. I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. I can bang with this. This is pretty good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love Fake Skull Crush Diamond himself on it, where I wonder if that's a testament to Smino and like his ideas and the sound that he wants to make on a record, along with his production team, because I feel like that's one thing that we get a lot of features, right? We hear a lot of different rappers on records and on projects, and you get some things where you'll hear, like example on a Drake record, right? Or the biggest example I like to make is Donda last year, where we hear these features and they feel phoned in. They feel like they're rushed or they don't sound that great. But on this record with Smino, we have, Lucky Day, Folix, Cruza, J. Cole, Lil Uzi Vert, some artists that I love.
Corey Henry.
Raylan. Exactly. Just
Fat Man Scoop. And also Doichi. Doichi I've been looking at for a while as well. And she's got this really intense style. I think she did... I'm not going to speak out of turn here, but that's just like I heard a lot of songs she's done. They're really, really just like... She has that style of like SoundCloud punk emo, but in rap that's really interesting. Like a Rico Nasty adjacent. And so like, but you barely even get that in the song she's in. Pro Freak that we mentioned earlier. So it shows that she's got a lot of versatility. And so I really like this new crop of artists here.
Well, the thing too is you get that versatility, I think, because Smino allows it. Because Smino is like, hey, like I want you on the project in this, but this is the sound, this is the idea I have. This is like there's a production team I'm working with, blah blah blah. This is what I want to have done. And when you have good artists that make really good music, right? They tend to take people that I might not necessarily really like. I might not necessarily like as a feature. I'm like, shit, I'm not going to like this track. And then make them really good. Example with Kendrick and Kodak Black. I don't really like Kodak Black, but I thought he's so fucking good on Listen Around the Big Steppers. And then you get Donda and it last year with Kanye, and all those features just sound like ass. And they're really bad. Or even like example 21, one of my favorite rappers, if not my favorite rapper right now, he goes on DJ Khaled track and it's awful. He doesn't sound good.
I was just gonna point, and so like I think you're getting to a really important like Audioface conversation here. This is a classic 250 episode here. It was like, what separates a good from a great album here, especially in rap? Because boy, are we trying to fucking figure it out this year. And I think you're really hitting on an important thing, which is having an artist and having a production team, and that comes from the top down of what the artist wants, and making sure they are all on the same page about allowing creativity and allowing different reach. Because contrast to DJ Khaled, who has all of the resources, and DJ Khaled is like the CNN of rap music, all right? You have all of the resources, you have all of the celebrities, and you get the blandest, driest, like most milquetoast product ever. Like, yeah. And they somehow complain when their bare minimum is not number one. Like, one of the better announced, again, secretly one of the like cumulative Audioface episodes we've done here. But overall, Smino killed it on this record. I'd go through the whole thing. We spent a lot of time talking about it already here, but I'd say 50 minutes did feel pretty long on the longer side. There aren't really tracks I would move around or move out here. So
just
I think it's
shorten a couple here or there, maybe. But honestly, if it's worthy of 50 minutes.
Yeah. I'd say hang it out there. I feel just my retention span just getting worse and worse. But I'm looking back and I do the whole, oh, where would I cut it? Why do I not think this is worth 50 minutes thing?
Nothing.
I can't really change it. So this is an album to watch. This is definitely one of the sleepers this year. I'm glad we were able to get on the rundown this week because there are going to be a lot of other weirder releases this week, but thankfully we figured it out. Anyways, this is...
Arbitrary Scale.
Yes. Arbitrary Scale
Arbitrary
this week.
Scale. Elon Musk's failed promises. This is the Boring Company. This is the whole bullshit project of the fucking Boring Company. And when friend of the show Poncho worked at SpaceX, hearing his
Allegedly.
stories of him talking about, they're just digging up the parking lot where we go for the Boring Company tunnel. That doesn't work. It's just sitting there for like 2 years. I'm just like, what's up with the Boring Company, dude? It's just a hole.
It's just like we got some loose piping under the Hawthorne Airport.
And then you go inside it, and then you still get fucking traffic. It's like, that's not how you solve it. You solve it with public transportation, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I cannot wait till DFGI 21 releases because it's gonna be really good. Anyways, this for me is going to be, on that token, the Hyperloop, because Elon Musk.
Yeah.
California cannot figure out how to build a train. I am as old, like we are as old as California's high-speed rail project, and we're probably going to be double our age before you can even ride it from like Fresno to Bakersfield. All right, so like, let alone like the big cultural centers where places need to be. No offense to Fresno and Bakersfield. Again, like I said on my Pod Yourself the Wire episode, Fresno, at least it's not Madera. Anyways, this has been Audioface.